Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. So let us do example number 3. From the following price change, calculate the expected return, standard deviation, and coefficient of variation for 2-man to Afghani. See, in this example, there is no return as well as there is no, we can say, probabilities. But we have only the price change in the market. If this is so, that you have only the price change, but you don't have, we can say, the return as well as you don't have the probability, if still you can find out the expected return, you can find out the standard deviation as well as you can find out the coefficient of variation, right? In the previous example, we have taken, for example, return is this much and probability is this much. Then someone may ask us, for example, from where did you get the return? From where did you get the probabilities? The probabilities, of course, we expect, but the return, how you have calculated? The return that we calculate for a particular product is basically based on the price change. For example, how much price in the previous day, how much is the price for in the next day. So the difference between these two can be considered as a return, as well as the price in this day and the next day, right? So we can compare the price change. If price move on the right direction, there is a return. If price move, we can say on the left direction, on that case, there's a risk, we can say, or there's a chance of loss, right? If you remember in the previous videos, in this section, we discussed regarding rate of return. That rate of return can be calculated this formula, R equal to, or R is equal to D plus price at the end minus price at the beginning divided by price at the beginning multiplied to 100, right? So in this example, as we don't have the return, so first of all, we have to calculate the return. We have to find out the return. How can you find out the return? Return can be found out from this formula, right? So now let us calculate the return from here, but I'm using from this formula itself. But unfortunately, in this example, we don't have D. So if you don't have D, no problem. R is equal to price at the end minus price at the beginning divided by price at the beginning multiplied to 100. So I'm going to use from this part of the formula only. If you don't have D, so no problem, not a big issue, you can do. But in order to do this one, again, let me insert the Excel. Why? Because it is time consuming. So let me insert the Excel. Okay. Then click on the edit. Then, of course, expand the, increase the size, and increase the font size, right? So let me increase the font size to how much? To 16, right? So again, in order, first of all, okay, let me mention this value here itself, right? Let me mention this value. So the first one is, of course, the serial number. The next one is the closing price. What? The closing price. Closing price. Closing price, right? How much is the closing price? So mention the closing price here. Closing price, of course, serial number, mention 1, mention 2, mention 3, mention 4, mention 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, then 10. So font is small for this one. So let me increase for this one as well. Okay. Font for this one also should be equal to how much? 16. Right. Then hello one, then 12, then 13, then 14. So we have 14 numbers, so you can mention those 14. Then mention the price price change. 5.8, right? I'm going to convert it into Excel. Then 6.3, right? Then the next one is 6.7. The next one is 7.7. After that, of course, it is 7. Then it is 5.6.5. Then it is 5.5. For the 8th one, it is again 6.5. And the next one again 7.8, right? The next one is again 7. The next one is 6.5. I'm going to make it 12. 12 is equal to 5, 13 is equal to 4, and the next one is 3.9, right? So these are the values that we have, right? Next, we have to find out R. We have to find out what? R, right? How to find out R? There was a formula. What was the formula? We have shown it previously. That price at the end minus price at the beginning divided by price at the beginning multiplied to 100. So we can do it. So let us calculate for this one. For each of this column, this one is price at the end. Price at the end minus price at the beginning divided by price at the beginning multiplied to 100. For the first one, you cannot calculate the return. Why you cannot calculate the return? Because for the first one, you don't have the price at the beginning. For each of this one is price at the end. The previous one is price at the beginning. Do we have the previous one? We don't have the previous one. So if you don't have the previous one, you cannot calculate the previous. So that is why leave the first one as like this, right? So this is the case. Yes. Go for the second one. Second, you can calculate, yes. How can you calculate the second one? Price at the beginning, price at the end. This is price at the end. Minus, sorry, minus price at the beginning. So that is price at the beginning. Divided by price at the beginning. Again, price at the beginning, right? Then of course multiply to 100, right? Press the sign, you get this much. So return is equal to how many percentage? 8.6 percentage. How did we calculate? Price at the, once again calculate on this, click on this one. Price at the beginning, price at the end, minus price at the beginning divided by price at the beginning multiplied to 100. So we can do the same thing for the rest of this one, so by just expanding this, right? So these are the return, and so on, right? Next, how to find out the expected return now? The expected return. In the previous example, if you remember, we could found the expected return by multiplying R into P. But in this example, we don't have P. If you don't have P, so this is the formula for calculating the R bar, right? R bar can be calculated in this way. This is the formula. How can you find out? Total of R. Total of R. Total of R divided by number of R. Total of R divided by number of R, you can find out the formula, right? Press it. So total of R. Now let us calculate the total of R. How much is the total of R? Total of R means total of this one plus this one plus this plus this plus this plus this plus this up to this one. So you have to take the total of all of this one, right? So let me expand the size here. So let us do it. Let us calculate the amount. So let us take the sum of R here itself. So let us say R bar. Let us say R bar. Font is again small. So let me expand this one as well. 16. 60. Again R bar is equal to total of R. How? First of all, let us find the total of R. How to find out the total of R? Total of R is equal to sum of this one. These are the total of R. We have to take the total. So calculate from here. Take the sum from here to here. So where to here. Then close the bracket. You can find the total of R. This is the total of R. Total of R is equal to how much? Minus 20. So return is equal to how much? Return is equal to total return is minus. So this is not R bar, right? It is not R. So this is, we can say total of R. Total of R. So this is the total of R. Total of R is equal to how much? This much. So total of R, after total of R, the next one is R bar. Now you can find out R bar, right? So R bar is equal to how much? R bar is equal to, taking this column itself, R bar. So this is equal to total of R. This is total of R divided by number of R. How much is number of R? How many R do we have? We have basically total 14. But one R is not here, so total is equal to 13. Why? Because the first one is we can say that is indefinite. So that is not the number. So how many or we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So total became 13. So total of r divided by number of r. Press the equal sign, negate the value. Now, return is equal to how much? This is the expected return. Expected return is basically equal to 0 minus 2.25. So this is basically minus, right? Now we have calculated this much, this one. Let us go to calculate the rest of the item. So take the next column as R minus R bar, right? R minus R bar. For the first one, again, it become this indefinite. For the next, you can do it, right? R minus R bar. How much is R? This is R. R minus R bar. How much is R bar? This is R bar. Press the sign. For the next one, again, you can do it. This is R, right? R minus R bar. This is R bar. Press the sign. So you can do the same for the next. So R minus R bar. This is R bar. Press. So calculate for the next. Then R minus R bar. This is R. Press the sign. The next one is again R minus R bar. Then press this one. R minus R bar. The next one again R minus R bar. The next one is again R minus R bar. The next one is again R minus R bar. R minus R bar. Again R minus R bar. Next one is R minus R bar. And one more, the last one, R minus R bar, right? So these are the value. So the next column is take in bracket, take the bracket, R minus R bar minus R bar into power of 2. So we have to take it in the power of 2. This is very simple, easily we can do it. For the first one, again, it become indefinite. So for the second, we can do it. So this is R minus R bar in the power of 2. So take it in the power of 2, right? So this is in the power of what? Power of 2, the value, right? Now you can expand it for the rest. You can expand it for the rest, right? Or positive. So the next one, of course, you have to take the sum of all. Take the sum of all. Sum of this one. So sum of this one is equal to up to this point. Then close it. You can find out. How much is the sum? The sum is basically this much, 2,400 something. So then save this one. Save the Excel file. Save this one. So now we got the value. This value is basically under the root. So we have to take the root of 2 of this one. How we can take the root of 2 of this one? So easily we can take it through calculator. Simply you can find a standard deviation, right? A standard deviation is simply equal to root of 2 of this one. How we can take the root of 2 of this one? So 2,438. Take the root of 2. Root of 2 is equal to how many percentage? 49.4 percentage around. 49.4 percentage. So this is the risk of investment in this one. Risk of investment into man. And of course, then what was the R bar? R bar was equal to, how much was the R bar? This was the R bar. Minus 2.004, right? So this is, if you find out this one, coefficient of we can say variation, which is equal to, that was standard deviation divided by this one, right? Standard deviation. Standard deviation is how much? This is basically, this is also percentage. This is also what? Percentage. But we don't want to take the percentage. 49.4 divided by minus 2.04. Press the equal sign, you get some value. So this is basically the coefficient of variation, and this is the standard deviation. Standard deviation is equal to how much? 49 point something, around we can say 50%. So it means if you want to invest in Tuman, if you want to invest in Tuman, and a Tuman has the following price change during the particular time period, it means there is a 50% chance of risk or chance of loss. How many percentage? Around 50% chance of loss. And how much was, if this was the market, how much was your expected return? Expected return was minus, right? There was no expected return at all. And of course, if you find out the coefficient of variation is minus 24 point something like that. So definitely this is too risky and we should not invest in this one. Why? Because it is the complete digit number and that is minus, right? So definitely risk is too much. 50% risk is there, and if then there is no return, right? How we can compare the relationship between risk and return? So through this example, I'm going to explain you that please do not invest in Tuman, such currency like a Tuman. Why? Because the risk is too much. There is no return. Events for the time, for we can say, for the short period you may have a return, but for the long period there is no return in this one, right? How can you calculate? First of all, you have to mention the price, and then you have to mention the price change first, then find out the total of return, then total of return divided by number of return, you can get R bar or expected return. Then rest of the thing, R minus R bar, R minus R bar, and power of 2. Take the total, take the root of this one, it is 49. So 50% chance of loss is there in this